Hey, what's going on guys? It's Krishna here, back at it with another PvP video. So yeah, season 2 has started in Pokemon Go for Go Battle League, and yeah, I hope you guys are having a great time, getting a lot of wins right there. So yeah, in today's video I just want to quickly go over a couple of sets of battles that I did from day 1. So I did wake up at like 4 a.m. today. I was super excited to do some of these battles, and we are running a hyper meta team of Registeel, Meganium, and Azumarill, very similar to the BBML core that is probably the most used team in Great League. But I do prefer Meganium over Azumarill or over Altaria, because Meganium breaks the Registeel Azumarill core. The fact that it has a win condition against both of those Pokemon, especially in the one shield scenario, obviously it beats Azumarill even down a shield, and because Azumarill is so common, I feel like I need a hard counter to Azumarill, and that's why Meganium works out perfectly. Now this team isn't perfect by any stretch of imagination, but I do believe this is one of the strongest teams possible in Great League, simply because of the firepower there is in this lineup. So quickly going over the movesets right here, we have Registeel with Lock On, Flash Cannon, and Focus Blast. We have Meganium with Vine Whip, Earthquake, and Frenzy Plant right here. And we have Azumarill with Bubble, Ice Beam, and Hydro Pump. So pretty standard movesets. My Azumarill is not fully powered up. My Registeel does not have great IVs, but it's fine. It's okay. We can still work around that. So yeah. So without further ado, let's just get straight into these battles. Okay, so I'm just going to be claiming the revolves for Season 1 first. Unfortunately, couldn't get to rank 9. We did gain about 400 points in 7 days, but tanked quite a bit in Master League, so just couldn't quite get back up there, but it's fine. I just want to make sure that I can get to rank 10 as soon as possible in this season, and hopefully do that through Great League, because I feel like it's probably the easiest there, because I do have, a hardcore meta line which does really well. So I'm going to be leading with Azumarill for my first game, and from then on, we're going to be leading with Registeel. I lead Azumarill always the first game of a season, because I feel like it's like a lucky charm for me. So moving into the first battle up against Rod. This was actually a fantastic battle. Right off the back, it was a really solid battle right here. So we are met with the defense form Deoxys into Azumarill. He probably could have Thunderbolt, but he doesn't. He has Rock Slide, which is absolutely fine for me. So I'm not gonna shield it, because I know I can tank a Thunderbolt even if it was. I'm gonna go straight for the Ice Beam. I don't know why. I probably should have gone for Hydro Pump, but he's obviously not gonna shield. So I'm not gonna shield either. It's probably gonna be another Rock Slide, because if he had Thunderbolt, he would have thrown it the first time. It is not. So I'm gonna go straight for the Ice Beam right here. This should draw the shield, because he is getting a little low. If he wants to maintain switch advantage, which seems like he does. So he's gonna beat me to the next charge move right here, and I'm gonna shield this up because we already have an Ice Beam and I don't want all that energy to go waste. So I'm gonna try and pressure his shield if he wants to maintain switch advantage, or he wants to let his defense form Deoxys go down. So he decides to let it go down, which is absolutely okay for me. He brings in Meganium, so this is not good for us. He's going to be able to farm us for quite a bit of energy. I'm not going to be able to get to this Ice Beam, which is kind of unfortunate. I'm obviously going to come back with Meganium, because I don't want to bring in Registeel to a Meganium with energy. That's not a great sign. And he's going to bring in Skarmory, and I switch immediately into Registeel. So this is actually crucial that we maintain switch advantage in this case, and I think that's one of the things about this team, is because you have Meganium at the back, and if you're not encountering a flyer on the lead, there's a very good possibility that they could have a flyer at the back. So one thing I always make sure is I maintain switch advantage as much as possible, so that I can make sure that I don't line up my Meganium against flyers, because it's going to get completely walled. So we have Skarmory again, going to get off a Sky Attack. It's not going to be very effective. We did land a Focus Blast right here. This Flash Cannon should be enough to take it out. I do hit all the bubbles, because I don't want to get hit by another Sky Attack. Out comes Meganium. I'm going to go immediately into Meganium. Now this Meganium has a lot of energy, so he's probably got enough energy worth an Earthquake. I was trying to catch an Earthquake, but he ends up Frenzy Planting me, which is absolutely okay. So I'm going to go and throw the Frenzy Plant right away here. This is going to be a race. So we still have Registeel in the back. We still have a shield. They have a shield as well. So I'm not going to shield this. I'm hoping that I can survive and get off a Frenzy Plant and hopefully draw his final shield. And we do, barely. We get to this Frenzy Plant, and then this should definitely get a shield, because this would KO if he doesn't shield. But the unfortunate thing, he's going to be able to farm us for quite a bit of energy. Now this Meganium's got a lot of energy right here. He's going to be able to get off of whatever it is. I'm going to have to shield because I'm almost in Frenzy Plant range. I'm going to try and get to this Flash Cannon, and we don't. So this is going to be extremely close right here. We survive with like very minimum HP, but I clicked the Flash Cannon and we were able to send it. So GG's. I mean, right off the back, that was pretty intense. Right, they didn't expect it to be that intense right off the back from game one, but it is what it is. We pulled it through, and moving on to the second battle right here. So we're going to be switching the lead. I typically run with Registeel as the lead with Azumarill and Meganium at the back. I feel like it's more comfortable that way. So we're up against Kidslinger. And we have Registeel lead into a Ninetales. Now this is very spicy pick right here. I'm just going to go straight for the Flash Cannon because I know they're going to shield because Ninetales is pretty glassy, and this could probably be Focus Blast, and they're probably going to shield this anyway. So at this point, I'm just going to sack my Registeel. So this is one of the things that I do because my Pokemon on the lead and my Pokemon at the back are both weak to fire. So I decide to sack, and it ends up being a Solar Beam. So this is probably a Ninetales that doesn't have two moves, which is okay. I mean, you have a lot of new players coming in. They probably might not have the ideal movesets or Pokemon for PvP, which is fine. But he's still going to be able to take me down. We are upper shield though. I'm going to bring in Azumarill right away and try and bubble it down before it can get to another Solar Beam. And he brings a Alakazam. Now this Alakazam has Confusion, so it is not the Community Day Alakazam which runs counter, which is absolutely fine. It does have Stab, but it's going to be extremely glassy. They are going to shield this up anyways, and they're building up quite a bit of energy, and I'm just going to shield this up. Probably going to be a Shadow Ball, and it's not worth risking it at this point because my Azumarill is valuable. And out comes Lapras. I'm going to go straight into Meganium. Now these Ice Shots are going to be doing super effective damage, but we have shields and they don't, so that's a massive advantage for us. So even though Lapras is quite bulky, Frenzy Plant does a ton of damage. So it's going to definitely take it out from this range. Easily does. I decided to shield that up thinking it was an Ice Beam, but it ends up being a Surf. That's what most Laprases run in Great League anyway. So out comes Alakazam. I'm able to beat it to another Frenzy Plant, and that's going to be GG's. So this was again a really spicy team. That's what I like about, I guess, you know, the lower ranks, because you see a lot more diversity in the Pokemon that you see, because not a lot of people can afford those two-moved Registeels and Deoxys, etc. They're just going to bring in whatever they have, and they just want to have fun, which is absolutely fine by me. So that's going to be great. So at this point, I'm feeling really confident. I feel like I really want to maintain my win streak, but we are going to be hard countered a little bit actually. So this is going to be a really tough battle. I think it's this one. Yeah, it is this one. So we're up against Pokéknight. This was really challenging. Toxicroak. I think this was the Toxicroak game. Toxicroak on the lead. So this is really bad because Toxicroak does well against all three of my Pokemon. My best bet is Azumarill because it's going to be able to resist the counter damage at least. But now he's ahead on energy, and I'm going to have to shield because if it's a Sludge Bomb, then it would be disastrous. So I'm just going to charge up a little bit of extra energy and then go for an Ice Beam. That's what I hate about this when Toxicroak's on the lead, because Azumarill is my only safe switch option. And then he's still going to be able to beat me to the third Sludge Bomb by the time my switch timer runs out. So that's not really ideal for me. So I'm going to go straight for the Ice Beam right here, hoping to draw a second shield. No, actually I don't want him to shield. I want him to let it go through, but of course he shields. He's going to want to get off a Sludge Bomb. I'm trying to look at the switch timer. I tried to switch, but unfortunately it's too late. It's going to be a Sludge Bomb. It's going to definitely take out my... but Registeel basically has no energy, so I try and kind of salvage this at this point. I try and catch a Mud Bomb right here, which we do successfully, but yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. There's nothing I can do here. He's going to beat me to a Sludge Bomb by the time I can get to a Frenzy Plant. He wins CMP because Toxicroak has a very high attack. So he's going to be able to get off the Sludge Bomb, get rid of my Meganium. So at this point, my only play is to basically come here and farm him down, but it's too little too late because he's still got two full Pokemon at the back. I'm just going to go straight for the Flash Cannon. I saw a Psychic typing on it. It's probably Defense Form Deoxys. It is. So it's pretty much GG's right here. He's going to be able to counter me down. And even another Flash Cannon is not going to be able to do it. Defense Form Deoxys is quite tanky. So we don't even... This is one of those games where we get completely hard countered and don't even get to know what his final Pokemon is. So that's one of the downsides of this team. Even though it's one of the strongest teams, in my opinion, in Great League, I think it does have a few common weaknesses, and Toxicroak is the biggest one of them all. So yeah, GG's. So that was the first loss, came in the third game, so really unfortunate. I really was trying to start off the season with like a massive win streak, but it's what happens, it's okay. So we're leading Azumarill into, Registeel into Azumarill. He's going to go straight into Toxicroak. So again, not an ideal matchup. So even at this time he switch locked, but it doesn't matter because he's ahead on energy, and he's going to be able to beat me to the Sludge Bomb, the third Sludge Bomb, by the time I can get to the third Ice Beam. So I'm just going to have to try and hope that the timer runs out and I can hopefully catch the Sludge Bomb with Registeel. So that's my plan right here. He's going straight Sludge Bomb. He's not trying to bait. I'm not going to risk it at this point. You know, there's no reason for him to bait actually, because he knows he can beat me to the third charge move either way. So I'm going to go straight for the Ice Beam right here. This should definitely draw a shield because he's going to want to take out my Azumarill. I don't want my Azumarill to go down because we still have a reasonable amount of health left. I'm going to switch just in time into Registeel to catch this Sludge Bomb. So this is the optimal situation for me when I'm facing against a Toxicroak. So I come into Azumarill, we each burn both shields, and then somehow I just barely am able to catch the Sludge Bomb with Registeel. So we're in a good position right now. Out comes Altaria. We still have Azumarill in the back, so no worries. This is exactly why we saved it, because if Azumarill had gone down, then it would have been pretty difficult, because this Altaria is going to be able to take my Registeel down, unfortunately. So my Meganium would have been absolutely helpless at the back. So it was critical that I had to save the Azumarill. He's going to be able to Dragon Breath me down, which is absolutely fine. I still have Azumarill. I'm just trying to overcharge just a little bit, wary of the switch. I don't want him to catch an Ice Beam on a Registeel or something. He's still staying in this matchup, so I'm going to go for the Ice Beam. Just want to get this Altaria out of here, because my Meganium does not want to see that thing. So out comes a Azumarill. This is absolutely perfect. This is what Meganium is built for endgame. Taking out those Azumarills, taking out those Registeels. This is why I love to have it. And why I prefer this team over BBML, because you have a hard counter to Azumarill at the back. This Ice Beam is definitely not going to KO, and we're probably going to be even able to Vine Whip down this Azumarill. So yeah, we do Vine Whip it down. Yes, we do. So GG's, very well played. Moving into the fifth battle of the first set right here. I did put together two sets. The first set was pretty okay, and I jumped straight to the last set where we lost quite a few, so I want to showcase that as well. But I did go 18 and 25 overall. So we're met with a Machamp. We're met with a Hulk, actually, a nice shiny green Machamp. So I'm going to go straight for the Flash Cannon because Machamp is so glassy. They're going to be inclined to shield anyways. So I believe I shield right here. This probably, if it's Dynamic Punch, it could take us out. They go for a Rock Slide. So at this point, I don't know if they are rocking only one charge move on this Machamp, or they have a second charge move as Dynamic Punch, and they're probably trying to bait with Rock Slide. At this point, it's pretty evident that they probably have only Rock Slide. So I'm going to go straight to the Flash. I decided to double shield for some reason, and they decide not to shield. So I'm going to go switch straight into Azumarill to try and bubble down this Machamp. And out comes Registeel. Now this Registeel is rocking Rock Smash. So this is really interesting because you definitely do not want to be using that move. Lock On is definitely better for energy generation, but maybe Rock Smash is going to be good in very specific situations, like maybe dealing super effective damage to in a Registeel mirror. But even then, I mean, you should definitely be going for Lock On. It's going to take him forever to get off a charge move. It's going to be a Focus Blast, so it's probably a Registeel that's got only one charge move, so it's fine. That's what I like about rank 1. You know, it's very spicy. It's very different to what you're normally accustomed to seeing. We're able to bubble down this Registeel, which is absolutely fine. I knew he couldn't get off the next charge move anyway because Rock Smash doesn't generate energy that quickly. And out comes Nidoqueen, and it's basically going to get one shot by this Hydro Pump because of its ground typing. So again, very spicy team, as you can see, with Rock Smash, Registeel, and a Nidoqueen to finish. That was very spicy. So 4 wins in this set, and yeah, we have a Metagross, which is nice. So yeah, I mean, actually, I was kind of surprised with the level of competition, to be honest with you. I really thought it would be slightly easier moving forward, but I continued to have the competition throughout my 5 sets. But some of them were okay. This last set was actually the hardest one of them all. It was probably at rank 4. So we move up to rank 2. So I'm going to go jump straight into the rank 5 or let's say the 5th set of battles, because the other ones were pretty straightforward and a few easy wins there. So this was actually a pretty interesting set. I lose quite a bit here, so I want to showcase that, funnily enough. So we are met with a Shadow Victory Bell. This is a great matchup. There's basically nothing this Victory Bell can do against a Registeel. So I'm going to go straight for the Flash Cannon right here. This should definitely draw the shield because it's going to KO. It's so glassy anyways, and the Shadow version is even more glassier. So he's going to be able to hit us with a charge. I'm not worried. Doesn't matter. Whatever it is, it's going to be resisted. It's an acid spray trying to lower our defense. So pretty smart play right there. Hoping to also draw a shield, which we don't give. And then I'm going to double Flash Cannon right here. Even if, because of the defense drop, we are going down pretty okay, but we're able to get to a 3rd Flash Cannon right here. This is why Registeel is so clutch. In spite of him getting off an acid spray and those Razor Leaves doing so much, we're still able to survive without having to burn a shield and then burn both the shields. This is pretty straightforward from here. Bastiodon can basically do... There's not much that a Bastiodon can do against a Azumarill. We do have Hydro Pump, so we're going to go for it straight away. He's probably going to Stone Edge me or Smackdown me, whatever. But I'm just going to shield it up because I don't know what his final Pokemon is. It could be a flyer, so I don't want my Azumarill to go down this quickly. I just want to have the option of having both Pokemon, both Azumarill and Meganium, just in case it's a flyer. My Azumarill is still there to take it out. So this Bastiodon goes down and he decides to leave the match. So GG's. So we started off the set on the right note, but we still have some tough matches coming up right here. Definitely not as easy as I thought it was. It's definitely going to get harder. So it's a Registeel into a Haunter. This is not a good matchup for me because these lock-ons are double resisted and these Shadow Claws are absolutely hurting. So I'm going to go straight for the Flash Cannon. I'm going to be able to outpace this Haunter if he's going for Shadow Ball. So I'm going to get off this Flash Cannon right here. And then I don't shield, I believe. Yeah, I make a mistake of not shielding right here. It ends up being a Shadow Ball and unfortunately he's going to be able to farm me down, which is not great because I definitely should have shielded that. I'm probably thinking it was a Shadow Punch bait. So he's going to go for an attack right here. I think I let this go through. Yeah, this was a good call. I was assuming this was going to be Shadow Punch. So we let that go through. It's probably going to be another Shadow Punch. Too soon to be another Shadow Ball. But we're eventually going to have to start shielding one of these. And that's the thing with Haunter, right? It's so deadly that, you know, by the time I realize, you can see it's almost taken out 2 of my Pokemon, and that is Registeel and Azumarill. So it's kind of crazy, really. So I'm going to be getting off this Ice Beam. This should not draw the shield. He decides to let his Haunter go through. It's put in a lot of work anyways. He's probably got a counter to my Azumarill. No, he has a Registeel. So this gets really tricky because... yeah, I decided not to shield right here. I definitely need that shield on my Meganium if I have to beat this Registeel and whatever is at the back. So it's actually going to be pretty close right here. He's going to be getting off a Flash Cannon. I don't have to shield this because I know I can survive it. It's going to get us into the yellow. So I'm just going to go for the Frenzy Plant right here. He switches into Azumarill. So typically most people like to have Azumarill and Registeel at the back. So we still have some play right here. But I probably could have farmed it just a little bit more on this Azumarill just before it could have gotten to the Ice Beam, but I didn't want to take any chances. So I probably got a little rushed right there, and then I go for the Frenzy Plant bait. No, I go straight for the Earthquake actually, hoping that he thinks it's a bait. This is actually basically my only win condition because even if I'd gotten a Frenzy Plant, I probably wouldn't have made it to another Earthquake. So my only win condition was trying to go for this Earthquake, hoping that he doesn't shield, but he decides to put up the shield. So it's pretty much GG's right here. There's no way I'm going to be able to get to another Earthquake. And yeah, well played. Again, very solid line. A lot of people are using it right now in the top ranks. You know, having Haunter as the lead, you have Registeel and Azumarill. So that's a really solid line. Although you do have to protect Haunter because it's so glassy, but it has such an insanely high attack stat. As you guys saw, it pretty much took out 2 of my Pokemon. So again, another tough battle coming up right here. So we're met with a Viscash. Now this is a really tricky situation for me because every time they lead with the Mud Boy, they're definitely going to have a flyer at the back. And my my only win condition basically here is to switch Azumarill and somehow win switch advantage. So because I know that I want to line up my Meganium against their Mudboy and my Registeel against their Flyer as opposed to it being the other way around, but because they have the switch advantage, it's very unlikely that's going to happen. So it's so hard because even if I stay in the Registeel Whiscash matchup, they're definitely going to beat me. And they're going to still gain switch advantage, and my Meganium is going to end up lining up against their Flyer, which is not ideal. So I just safe switch Azumarill, hoping that they don't have a hard Azumarill counter. But this guy ends up having Play Rough. He didn't use it the first time. For some reason he went for Ice Beam. So yeah, at this point we're not looking great. And my only hope that he doesn't shield this. Ice will shield this. So he's probably going to try and mirror shields. I'm really hoping that he lets it go because I want to maintain switch advantage right here. Because I don't want my Meganium to line up against their Flyer, but unfortunately he shields this up. So yeah, of course, and also he's going to gain a bunch of energy right here. It's a nice beam player of Azumarill. So just a second. So he's going to go straight for the Ice Beam right here. I know I don't have to shield this, but I'm going to try and lock on farm this thing down because I have to save shields for Whiscash and also need an energy advantage when I'm going up to against Whiscash. So we have well over 100 energy right here. I try to switch right into Meganium to absorb the Mud Bomb, but unfortunately we're not able to do so. Yeah, my alarm was just going off right there. So yeah, I go straight into Meganium. They're going to switch into a Flyer. It's pretty much GG's. I mean, that's basically my only play right there. I couldn't have just stayed in with Registeel because I needed an answer to this Altaria at the back. But yeah, it's just way too much to do. You know, that Whiscash still has quite a bit of health and energy. So it's pretty much GG's. So, I mean, do let me know in the comments how you guys would play it out. How would you recommend me to play this matchup out? Because every time they lead a Mudboy into my Registeel, it's a really tricky situation for me because I know they have a Flyer at the back, and yeah, it's really hard for me to kind of gain switch advantage from then on. So I'm going to go for the Flash Cannon right here, hoping to get to a second one before they can get off a charge move. Unfortunately, that does not happen. They get off a charge move. It's pretty much GG's right here. I probably shouldn't have thrown the charge move, should have probably farmed it down. But yeah, it's too little too late. I try to undercharge, but this Altaria basically has very little health. It's going to take it down, and then I'm just going to quit out. So there's no point really, just gonna get mud bombed right to the face, so it's fine. We lose another one. Again, this is another third loss in a row, so really tough set of battles right here. So we have a very favorable lead. Registeel into a Skarmory. They go straight into Azumarill and I go into Meganium. So this is a really positive matchup. I'm not going to shield the first Ice Beam. Because just in case they don't shield as well, I don't want their Skarmory to come in and farm me down. So I'm going to go straight for the Frenzy Plant right here. Let's see if my opponent decides to put up a shield, which he doesn't. Very smart play by him because he knows he can come back with Skarmory and kind of farm me down. So I'm going to be able to farm this Azumarill down. I'm going to go straight for the Earthquake right here because this is going to be single resisted because of the Steel Flying typing as opposed to Frenzy Plant, which is going to be double resisted. It's going to do an okay amount of damage, not a whole lot, but it's okay. Some nice chip damage. It's all going to add up. It's probably put it in almost Focus Blast range. So he's built up on quite a bit of energy. It's okay. I have my Registeel to basically soak up all this energy right here. And I'm going to go straight for the Focus Blast. He's going to get off another Sky Attack. It doesn't really matter at this point. I'm going to be able to go for this Focus Blast. I don't know if this is going to draw the shield or not. No, it doesn't draw the shield. They have two shields left and they have a Meganium at the back. So this is where it gets really tricky because Meganium with two shields can beat both Azumarill and Registeel with two shields, especially when one of the Pokemon have only half a health right here. We're definitely in Earthquake range and we're soon to be in Frenzy Plant range as well. I decided to put up a shield because we have Azumarill at the back and it's not going to do great against Meganium even when we're up a shield. Because the Azumarill does lose to Meganium even with the shield advantage. So I'm going to go straight for the Focus Blast right here. Just try and do as much damage. Probably should have gone for Flash Cannon actually. It would have been more energy efficient. So he's built up on quite a bit of energy. I'm going to let this go through because I know I can survive it. I really want to save the shield for my Registeel, but he's able to get off another Frenzy Plant. I'm going to have to shield this because I want to get off this Ice Beam because I'm going to have to get off two charge moves basically against this Meganium. From Registeel to knock it out before it can get to an Earthquake, which doesn't seem like it's going to happen because he's going to be able to farm me down right here. Lock-ons are not going to do a whole lot, and yeah, I basically need only one charge move from Registeel right here, but it's not going to happen. It's going to be Earthquake. Even a Frenzy Plant probably would have done it, but he played it safe, went for the Earthquake. So yeah, GG is very well played to him. So pretty rough right there. I thought we could get about more than 20 wins, but yeah, just trying to salvage this set. I don't want to really lose. I don't want to go 1-4 this early because I have big hopes and dreams for this season, and I don't really want to disappoint big time right here. So we're met with an Azumarill right here. He makes a switch straight into defense form Deoxys. So at this point, I'm just going to stay in this matchup because we have an energy advantage. And even though defense form Deoxys' fast move counter is doing super effective damage, its charge moves are basically going to be resisted unless he has Thunderbolt, which is going to be neutral, but even then it's not going to do a whole lot of damage, and defensive form Deoxys is not very attack heavy, so even the counters are not going to do as much to Registeel as a counter from Toxicroak would do. So I'm going to go straight for another Flash Cannon right here because I know I'm going to be able to get it for some nice neutral damage against this defense form Deoxys. So he decides to go into double shield right here, I believe. So I'm just going to let it go through because I know I can't win switch advantage. I'm just going to take this shield advantage. We are up 2 shields to 0. He's probably going to have a flyer at the back. No, yeah, he probably does because he led with an Azumarill. Anytime anybody leads with the water type, they're probably going to have a flyer at the back just for coverage against Meganium or any other grass types maybe. He has an Azumarill. Yeah, he does. He led with an Azumarill, so I don't like this matchup as much, especially because we don't have play rough and my Azumarill is not even fully maxed out. So I'm just going to go straight into Meganium right here. He doesn't switch out. So what it tells me is probably doesn't have a flyer at the back and also probably something weak to Meganium probably. So we're going to have to wait and see. I decide not to throw the energy right here and then I'll go straight into Frenzy Plant and then he switches. So yeah, it's really annoying because sometimes you wait and then they make the switch. It's a Proboplast, it's super glassy anyways. So I'm going to be able to get to this Earthquake even before he's able to get off a charge move, which is fantastic for me because I didn't have to use that shield. So it's pretty much GG's right here. They've got no more shields. We have 2 shields. I can safely shield this up. Bubble is not going to be able to take me out. And the Frenzy Plant is definitely going to KO this Azumarill. So yeah, I go straight for the Frenzy Plant and we take out this Azumarill to finish the set off on a high. So we started with the win, we finished with the win, and yeah, overall I think it's been a pretty good day of Go Battle League battles. Really enjoyed the start of season 2. A lot of spicy picks. Again, didn't showcase some of the battles from my 2nd, 3rd and 4th sets. A lot of spicy picks. Saw a few throw, sock, you know, a lot of different Pokemon. Very interesting. So I really like this phase because I feel like everyone's on a level playing field and we all have an opportunity to battle each other, and that's what the community is all about. So yeah, we did make it. We did have 18 wins and 7 losses. So we are in rank 4 right now, hoping to maybe get 20 wins tomorrow. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's it for these battles. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. I'll try and upload as regularly as possible. So hopefully at least 2 or 3 times a week, if not even more frequently than that. So yeah, thank you again for watching and I'll see you soon.